just always going back to it instead of choosing to stay in that light and that happiness is unfamiliar. You have to really change that. It's been crazy as fuck. This experience has been awesome. So that's where I'm moving to help others, because you don't have to. And that's why I always talk about mental health. That's where the degree comes in, to really working with people to that struggle on a mental health level. Because I don't think we've been treating people right. I think we've just, it's the same thing with everything. You slap a band aid on something and say, okay, we're going to put a band aid on a gunshot wound. Just put a band aid. You'll be okay. Put some Neosporin on that shit. You'll be all right. No, you got to get to the deeper shit, those core issues, and really fucking fix those and heal that shit. And I'm a believer about it, like really getting in there and releasing. But so I'm gonna look into that because I feel like that would pique my interest and help. You know.
I was watching a documentary on a lady who was like addicted to drugs or something. She had been through all kinds of shit. Her dad was like a preacher and I don't know, crazy shit. But at the end, that's what she said. She ended up attending school and she was like, it was for spiritual psychology. And I'm like, I've never heard of that. So then I started
Mm,
Googling it and I was looking at it this morning while I
right.
was getting the kids ready. But I was like, that actually sounds pretty cool.
Well, even like when, what I've said before is even being on this journey with tarot. Tarot is an addiction. It becomes an addiction to know things, right? Even if spirit tells you the same shit every day, it becomes this addiction, addiction, addiction. And then the stuff that we ask, the stuff that we want to know, all of that I feel like comes down to psychological in the brain and the mind of what we got going on. Why? Because in the moment of, yes, I understand if someone's coming to us, we want to know their intentions. Or if we have a business deal, okay, let me see, is this going to pan out for me? Because, I want to know before I put all this money up into this business proposition. I can understand that because you don't want to lose, okay? If someone's going to make a big choice and really doesn't know, should I move across country? Should I stay? I get those kind of questions. But when we start to obsess about a person, when we start to obsess about, do this person love me, if this person is in my life, and then we keep asking questions, because we have a lot of clients, we go through it, we see it over and over and over, we're asking the same questions over and over. Every time something little happens, it's like the whole world is falling down. Why? It's like, why? Let's look into the deeper of the why are you here in this moment? Why are you so anxious if this person is showing up for you? If this person is here, why? Now I know some cases it's the gut instinct saying something's off, and we confirm, okay, yeah, this person is doing this, that, and the third. But there's so many times where we're doing these readings where, no, the person isn't cheating. No, you don't know, the person is, so it's like the psychological part of trauma then comes into it to say, oh, because of the past. Here goes the past. How many readings we did it? The past comes up every fucking time, right?
Hmm.
Bullshit that you went through, the ex, fucking shit is there. That's where I want to bring in that psychological practice to help really get someone past that shit so that they can have that happy life, so that they don't need a million tarot readings. One of the things, you guys, I've never been the tarot reader that wants you guys to be dependent on me 24 fucking 7. I want you to come when you need me. Not, oh my God, this is off and I need answers. It's
Thank
like, take
you.
your power back. Hey boo.
Hmm. Wonder if I can send. Did I save it? I watched something the other day because I read, been reading on and off the book, The Laws of Human Nature, which is really fucking cool. But I've read like all his books, The Laws of Power, The Laws of Seduction, all that stuff. But the Human Nature one is really, really neat. It even talks about shadow work. I'll try and
Mm.
send it to you.
Now, I'm not saying you guys coming and supporting is bad or coming to vibe, but there are some times where even like me, I could talk about my own personal of use of tarot, where even me, I have abused tarot. Even in the beginning, I abused tarot for shit that shouldn't have. It's just at some point you got to kind of take a step back and ask, Do I really know already what I'm asking, or do I just want someone to tell me something different? Am I sitting in an illusion in this moment? And if I am, then what do I need to change this? This is why I've gone into healing practices of healing those sessions, but people don't really book those. Why? Because people want fast, quick, answers and not necessarily want to do the work. And so I'm moving towards more of where when you're ready really to change the traumas, ready to really release the traumas, then of course
Mm-hmm.
here that's what I'm here for. But tarot unfortunately is one of those things that it's really abused in a lot of ways, and we see it. And me and Orko have been talking about that for a while now, just on an integrity basis, on our integrity and our morals. Does what tarot stands for, does it still align with what we're doing? And if we feel uncomfortable with a lot of this shit, are we going to still practice this shit just because it pays the bills? You know what I mean? And we had this conversation, and it's just one of those things where it's like, no, some of this shit goes against what I feel. Like I said, I get sometimes we need answers, but sometimes people's questions, you're invading someone's privacy. If somebody's in a whole ass other relationship, why are we asking what's going on in their life? But as someone on a business side, it's okay, well, this person's paying for this question, so I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
it. But morally, this shit goes against my gut to even fucking answer. And so that's something we've been talking about, which is kind of like it's been coming up for us. It's like, damn, what do
Yeah.
you do? And so it's changing. This is why we're changing what we're doing, and we're pushing growth in other areas. Because honestly, I don't want to answer some of these questions no more. I don't even want to use spirit in that way to answer some of these questions no more. I think it's wrong.
I think, yeah, it is. And I feel like people should look at changing the way you word some of the questions you have. So once you already get that confirmation that such and such just doesn't have great intentions for you, or you are being cheated on, or you're not being cheated on, or whatever it is, instead of coming back over and over, I think people need to start asking questions like, what is the outcome should I choose to stay? What is the outcome should I
Right,
choose to leave? Like,
right,
you already know his energy is shitty. We've confirmed it 3 or 4 times. You already know you're having relationship issues. You
right,
do or don't know if there's a third party, whatever it is, but it's time to start thinking about yourself. Like, where am I going to fall if I stay here? Like, is it going to
right,
get better? Is it not going to get better? What's the outcome if I leave? Like, what are the outcomes of what do I need to do to leave? What do I need to do to heal this situation? If you are going to work it out with this person, are
right,
things, it's just about wording certain things because at some point we do, especially when people start talking about, oh, is he going to leave me and go back to the baby mom? And now you're spying on their energy at that point, and
right,
the baby mom might think you're the other woman. You know what I mean? So
right,
who knows? It does. It goes very far, especially when, you're adding extras into it. So I understand like meeting a new person and saying, what is the energy? What do they feel about me? Are they, is it a good energy? Is it a bad energy?
right,
Should I deal with this energy? I get that. I get it. I get it.
right,
But when it's tying into just being nosy, and it's a question that if you were to ask this person in general, that they would probably get offended or
right,
feel like you're a little
right,
cuckoo, that might,
right.
steer
And
away
I
from
think
it.
And I think we have been teaching healing this probably whole fucking time. That's why we've already always talked about the healing circles. That's why I've always
Hmm.
provided healing circles. We have 20, 30 fucking healing circles. And I've been doing the healing circle since July of 2020, right? And this is why we've always tried to push, not, I don't want to say push, but we've always offered this. How about healing instead of what tarot? And I have literally, I've had a lot of healer or so-called healers leave the group because they don't give two shits about your healing. They're into
Mm-hmm.
money. What they care about is the money you come in and ask questions. And me, I've always been the opposite where I don't want you to keep coming to me every week with the same question. I want you to heal the problem. But see, the thing about tarot is tarot has been pushed out there to just give you this quick fix in this moment. But what do you do about why you're going to this place? And if you ever see how we read a little bit different here than most tarot readers anyway. It's going to be more of the whys. Why are you in this place? What do you need to work on? You know, it's not always about just, okay, let me see what this person is doing. You got to ask yourself, why do I keep checking on this person's energy? Why do I need to know every other day why this person is doing or where they're at or who they're with? If you really don't trust someone, it's not them, it's you. Why
I
you
was
are
going to say,
always,
not only that, but why does it matter if you choose to stay there anyway? Why does it matter?
if you're
You're
gonna
not going to
stay,
leave. You're going to
it's
stay. You're not going to try. And even if you stay, you're not going to try to heal the situation or work things out. So why does it matter?
right. So that's where the moral. Good morning, boo. I don't know who is that is in the comments. But
Oh,
that's what something that's been coming up. And I've I've only been in this seat for I think I'm going on my third year now, right? Because Soul Tribe is about to hit two, so
mhm.
almost 3.
Something like that.
So it's about 2.5. Oh,
Mhm.
hey Jesse. So it's one of those things that just have been hitting me on a moral level because we all know what's right and wrong. But unfortunately, like I said, what I've seen, even, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of taking the money to do the readings. I'm guilty of it like everybody else. But I'm at that point now where it's like I have to now put my foot down. Like we can't keep asking the same shit. Let's try to. And I feel like a lot of people will be like, well, I can't afford. And I'm gonna make this point real quick about I can't afford a healing session that's maybe $150. But if you count up all the fucking tarot readings that you get in a week, in a month, you could have afforded like 3 or 4 healing sessions with a professional.
Mhm.
You got to take a step back and ask yourself this question. And I don't care who's watching it. Am I really ready to heal? Or am I just saying it for the purpose of saying it and talking out my ass? Because I can tell you in 2020, I spent over $1,000 on different healing sessions because I truly could not be in the same energy that I was in anymore. And I made that shit happen. Didn't know where I was going to get the money from. I wasn't balling out of control in fucking 2020. I just was like, I could not stay in the same fucking energy. Same thing as the beginning of 2021, which my last theta healing sessions, I did 2 of them in the beginning of this year because I could not. I was at a block and I was like, no, I need that little push. There has to be more than just sitting in the same energy and blaming everybody else. And I personally just can't do the same shit of answering the same fucked up questions and we just go through the same shit over and over. It's like, when do we shift? You actually can afford to heal. You're just choosing
Mhm.
not to. You're choosing just to ask the same questions. And it doesn't matter this person. I've had people that have been watching me for the same amount of time I've been on here. And it'll be the person after person, doesn't matter who they date. It's the same thing going on and on and on. So when do we change that? When do we really say, oh, I really want to work on a happy ending? I really want to get my happy ending. When do you start to say, oh, maybe it's me? Maybe I'm the fucking, problem here. Maybe it's not the other people in my life. So I think a lot of times people think they can't afford shit, but that's just an excuse. Because what I've seen is people spend a lot of money on these tarot readings, especially on these lives. And I'm pretty sure most people go to 2 to 3 different fucking tarot readers asking the same question. And you guys know who's guilty. You know if you're guilty of it or not. If you think of all that money that you spent, you add that shit up, you can afford that hundred and something dollars for a theta session or a guided meditation session or any, healing session, Reiki session, whatever healing that you decide to go